Jai Hind, friends. Good morning to all of you. Once again, this great organization, Major Kalshi Classes Private Limited, situated at Prayagraj, has come up with the tips and tricks for the examination that is going to be conducted on 8th of September in all over the country. So, before encountering this examination, it is very essential to know what should be your strategy in this examination. If we refer the part of English, it consists of 120 questions and it holds a very vital place in determination of the merit list. So, one should be very attentive in this subject. If we go through the 120 questions that appear in this examination, we find that 10 questions usually come from the fillers, where you have to select the appropriate word out of the different homonyms that may have the same accent but vary differently in their meaning. So, one should be well versed with those homonyms, and one should be in position to go through the proper meaning given in that particular sentence, and the word should be selected as per the inference of that comes out of those few words given in that filler. The next thing that comes is your synonym. It is 10 in numbers and it holds a very important place in determining the numbers, because you know that whenever you are in your examination, it is liable for the deduction of 1/3 of your correct questions. Next, if we go through to antonyms, it may be 10 or 12 as per the varying pattern, but these 20 words hold a very important place, and one should be well versed with as many words as possible, because there is no limit of words, but still one should have to go through the main emotions, feelings and different things that we reflect in our day-to-day behavior. And thereafter come PQRS and S1, S6. Boys, I think this is the easiest part of your curriculum, because these are some kind of riddles for you, but it has got some certain code to decode it or decipher it. If you know the tricks properly, you can crack each and every of these PQRS and S1, S6. The proper method is that in PQRS you have to select the subject first, then you will have to see the verb part, and thereafter the object part of this. But in S1, S6, one has to go according to the noun and pronoun, because it helps a lot. Mostly S1 holds the subject, and thereafter whatever the sentence comes, it uses the pronoun for that subject. So, if you can ascertain the pronoun used for the subject, you get the very first sentence, and if you select the first sentence correct, I think you have already solve the 50% of that, because thereafter you can very easily omit the options that doesn't bear that particular capital letter that holds the first sentence of the sequence as per your version. So, those after eliminating those options, you may arrive at the right answer. So, if you know the proper technique, I don't think you are going to err a single of them. Then comes your spotting error. No doubt, it holds the lion's share of your educational curriculum, because it holds different parts of parts of speech, that it may be article, noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction. Interjections are usually not given in your these objective examination, but beside that, voice, narration, and other topics are also there. So spotting or error is a very vital thing, and one can be well versed in English only if he is grammatically correct. And if you go through the spotting error that usually surface in your examination pattern, you will get these have got a common tendency. Boys, if you go through the 51 golden rules that this organization has already put on YouTube, I am sure that if you go through those 51 golden rules of spotting error, you won't get more than one or two questions that may not come into the circumference of doubt those 51 golden rules. So it's advisable for solving these spotting errors, you better go through those 51 rules, and you will get that more than 90% of your errors are usually given out of those rules only. Then comes your close comprehension. See, a passage is given and it's also very easy. You don't have to wander hither and thither in search of your answer. You just have to go through the passage minutely once and twice. Usually the boys go through the passage first and cram their mind with useless, superfluous knowledge, and then they go through the question and once again they start reading the passage and locate the answer. So, first grow, it's advisable that first go through the question, know the question, what is asked in that, and just locate the answer given in that. One thing is very easy in locating of these answers, that usually in more than 90% cases you will get the question asked are in sequence. Usually you get the answer of first question within the first 2 or 3 lines, next questions, the answer of next one is given in 4th or 5th line, and accordingly. Gradually you will get that the last answer of the question is given in the concluding line. So if you follow the passage properly, I think you can very easily ascertain the right answer and hit the bull mark. Then comes your idioms. Now it has started holding a very important part. Boys, it's certain that you just can't go through all the words available in English dictionary, but one thing is possible, that you can measure these idioms and phrases well if you have got a good accumulation of around 300 or 400 idiom and phrases that are important. One more thing, the English were the most knowledgeable race, it is my faith, because each and every idiom reflects its own meaning if you go in the deep and try to ascertain the meaning it reflects. So mostly you will get idioms reflecting its own meaning. So you just have to go through the options that is nearest to that one and select your options. In the last examination, there were for the very first time appearance of narration and voice, and it was in a typical way as is given in your SSC examination, where a sentence is given and you are asked to ascertain the right indirect or passive voice of that sentence. So now this voice and narration also holds a very significant place, and you should be well acquainted with these two topics, because these are very easy and one can very easily be the master of these things. So boys, I think that if you go through these pattern strategically, because it's a war and you know what is the enemy is going to put against you, and you have to counter at every post. So leave no stone unturned, do your best, and the fact is that if you try, you are never going to fail. So boys, be positive and be aggressive in this exam. Try to score as many marks as you can, but avoid the errors, because those are not considered good in army. So boys, Jai Hind. I wish you success to each and every participant in CDS, so that we have the most formidable army on this earth. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.